Yo, what up, Super Chain fam? How's it going? It is that time of year again where we have retro funding round four. Retro funding round four has just kicked off for on-chain builders. Now, here we have a new application interface, and then also maybe some community questions, a few or a lot of community questions for retro funding, and that's why we have our resident retro funding expert on the call. Jonas, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Yeah, excited to just walk through the sign-up process and answer any questions that might come up. Very curious to do like a live demo of this thing.
Awesome. Do we want to start it off with a live demo, or do we want to go through how many applications we have so far, maybe some extra stats? It's up to you wherever you want to take it.
Cool. Yeah. Wait, give me one second to close my door, and then we'll go into some new dashboards.
It always happens with live streams, of course, but what up, everybody? Thank you for hopping on. We're talking about retro funding round four, and we're also going to take some community questions and also do a demo of the retro funding application. Okay, I filled some time.
Wonderful.
Off to you, Jonas.
Okay, we're first gonna go. I don't know. You said it, Jesse, so I didn't actually. We're just gonna go into what's been happening so far. We're seeing some applications. They're flowing in, which is nice. You can check out the student dashboard if you want to see how many they are. It's all based on Ethereum, on attestations via the Ethereum attestation station service, which is super cool. If you sign up, you will see that you're posting an attestation. Before we get into it, if you sign up during the first week, you will get an NFT from an exclusive mint from Secret Pikachu. So sign up during the first week by, I think, May 31st. That is usually what happens is people wait till the last moment to sign up, and that just makes our life here more difficult. Okay, live demo things. If you have any questions, post them in the chat, and I'm just gonna live demo this thing. I don't know, Jesse, feel free to jump in at any point.
Will do if I have any. This is actually the first time that I've seen this, so if I have any questions, I'll hop in and ask.
Cool. All right, first things first. You will land here. You will see all the rounds that are happening throughout this year. And then you will see a prompt to sign in with Farcaster. If you have participated in past retro funding rounds and have received retro funding, you will be able to get a free Warpcast account with your email, thanks to our friends at Warpcast. So I'm just quickly going to sign in with Farcaster. So this will happen on your phone. And then you see we are here. I already have a few projects. If you land here for the first time, first thing you do is you add a new project. I'll just jump into this, so I don't need to show all of y'all what the photos on this MacBook look like.
Wait, actually have a question. If you go back, and I don't know if you can actually. So it's like, okay, you have your projects, and then you go down, and then you have a chance to add a project or join a project. When would you want to join a project?
Oh, great question, Jesse. Thank you for keeping me on top of this stuff. We will get to this, but essentially you can add multiple teammates to your project. And if you have added a teammate and they're logging in with their Farcaster account here, they will see the option to view that project. And so currently you can't really join a project. You can only be added by your teammates to an existing project, but that will come soon. Cool. Project details. This is the type of stuff you know and love. We want to know what is the name of your project, a short description of what you do. Some pictures are always appreciated. All of this info on this page will be public. Some pictures on the pictures, no larger than 4.5 megabits. And yes, you will be able to kind of frame the pictures as you add them. We have some categories here. Important to understand that these categories have no impact on this retro funding round. This is literally just so that later, when there's the option to explore different projects, visit different project profiles, we have these categories ready, but they do not impact your eligibility for this round. And so if you're curious to learn more about the different categories, you can check all the definitions here. Some more information about your project. You can add websites, a link to your Farcaster account, a link to your Twitter, to your Mirror, etc. And then when you're done, you will hit save. And if you're doing this for the first time, this might take a second. What's happening in the background is that we're issuing the attestation about your project. And so you might see this loading for 1 or 2 seconds, but then you will be back here and you can continue to the next step. Okay, I have canned, I'll remove canned. The teams page. So here you can add different team members to your project. This is particularly useful because you can add multiple admins. And what you can see here is this is really important because you will need to have access to an admin account to claim your retro funding rewards. Quick background on this: in last retro funding rounds, we have found that people are the most unresponsible animals in terms of managing their keys, right? You won't imagine the amount of high-profile builders who use some key to sign up for retro funding, and then later on lose the key, or the person leaves the project, and that makes it super painful for everybody involved. So a big reason for using Farcaster is Farcaster has account recoverability, which you can set up in your account. And on this page, you can add different team members to be an admin so that if anything happens to you or your Farcaster account, your colleague can still take over. Jesse, what's your Farcaster handle?
@JRocky.
Oh, it's actually a good note to sign up. You need to quickly log in with your Farcaster account to the retro funding app so that I can add you. So Jesse, go to the site and then just.
So I should be I'm actually I should have my account on there. Yeah, I think it's it's @JRocky. I'm signed up through the retro funding site. You can't pick. Oh, there we go. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay. This is great. I'm gonna make you an admin. Don't rug.
Too much responsibility. Too much responsibility, please.
Don't rug our project. We're done adding team members. We're on to the next thing, which is adding your repositories. So you are an on-chain builder. You have developed beautiful smart contracts in the language of your choice. And what we require you to do here is verify the repo which holds your contract code. And so this is a required step to apply for retro funding round 4. And another important note is please make sure you have a license associated with your GitHub repo so that we know if you are building under an open source license or a closed source license. This will be important for retro funding rewards. Okay, so I will just need to, I didn't come unprepared. I actually came prepared. Cool. So here I have an example GitHub repo that I set up. You see it's MIT licensed. It Oh no, this is the wrong repo. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, there it is. There it is. This is the real one. Cool. Because here I actually have very sophisticated Solidity code, which I generated via OpenZeppelin, and an MIT license. And so now what we will do is we will paste the link for this repo here, and we will verify it. Okay, so it's finding my repo. Great. And now what we need to do is we need to add this JSON file to the root of the project, the root directory. So we will go in, we will add this as a JSON file. Oh God, okay. This is GitHub giving, okay. There we go. Important, name it funding.json. And then what you will do is you will take this beautiful JSON text and you will paste it here. Now we're going to commit changes very unresponsibly, just directly commit. And then we have this beautiful funding.json. And now if we hit verify, it should work. Yes, it worked. Okay, I didn't share the tabs properly. But yes, that's how easy it is. The repo has been verified. Important question, does this contain smart contract code? For me, it does. So we're just going to confirm that. Praying to the demo gods. Yes, okay, it's working. And it's even recognizing that my project is open source because I have this license attached to the repo. Thus far, do we have any questions?
And of course, any questions, you can go to the tweet thread or hop on Unlonely, drop them in the Unlonely chat, or just reply to the tweet thread with your questions and they'll pop up for us. We don't have any questions specific to what you were just showing yet, or what you were just showing there, but we do have a couple of questions I think that we can wait for the end of the demo.
Cool. Okay. Other than that, here you're asked to provide if you have any packages via npm or similar. This is not required information. So you see it doesn't have a start. So we will just skip over this for now. You see this nice note. We recommend asking your developer to complete this step. This is the on-chain build around. It's all about rewarding projects who have deployed their own contracts on-chain. And so this is kind of the hard piece of applying for this round. So we will probably spend some time on this page. This is the page where you flag the contracts which you have deployed and you verify ownership for them. Yes. The first thing that's important to consider here is, do you have your deployer keys handy? So do you have the address which you used to deploy your contract available, and can you sign a message with that address? That is very important. So please have your deployer keys. We also have an option, if you don't have them, then you will go via Open Source Observer. You will then see instructions linked here. Really don't recommend that path. It's really if you have lost access to your deployer keys, nothing else is working. So we will go in here and we will verify a contract by signing a message with the deployer key. As I came prepared, I deployed a contract before this. Okay. All right, so what we will do now is I will just figure out what the deployment transaction is, so I can paste it in. Jesse, I need you to fill some blank space here. What's new?
Everything is new. No, I'm actually very glad that we're doing this live demo, and I love live demos in general because it's like whenever a user is actually coming on and doing something like this, they're doing it live. And so it's like if the demoer is making some mistakes or like unclear about something, you're also going through that in your own head. And so then whenever people who actually want to apply come rewatch this video, you'll probably have gone through something similar that they have a question to. So live demos are always more ideal. I don't like the live demos that everything is set up in advance and then we can like fly through the demo without actually having to go through like, oh, where did I put this thing or where did I put this other thing? Because the user is most likely also going to have gone through that. How's that for filling time?
That was great. Very much appreciated. Cool. You can see I have now pasted in all the data from the deployment. Hopefully I did it correctly. So this is the contract, this is the deployment transaction, this is the deployer address. Some notes here. If you are adding contracts, you will only need to verify one deployer address. Or if you have multiple contracts which have been deployed by the same deployer address, you only need to verify that deployer address once, right? So any other contracts that also have been deployed by your deployer address, we will automatically pull them in. So if you have 50 contracts deployed by your deployer address, you only need to flag one here. If you have a factory contract, you only need to verify the deployer of the factory. You actually can't verify verify your deployer address for the contracts deployed by your factory. So easiest is if you're using a factory contract, just verify the factory contract in here, and we will automatically pull in, or when I say we, it's really our good friends at Open Source Observer that do this. We'll pull in all the contracts deployed by your factory. Cool. All right, we are signing messages. We're going to Etherscan. We're signing a message. We're connecting the MetaMask. All right. And so then I'm signing this message to authenticate that I'm in possession of this deployer key. All right, we're copying over the signed message, clicking continue. We're pasting in the signature hash. And it's working. The demo gods are kind of nice to us right now. You can add more contracts, right? So if you have contracts that are on different networks, this might be important to call it. So if you have contracts on different networks, make sure you verify them. If you have contracts from different deployer addresses, essentially, if you can, just verify all your contracts here. Only exception, right, is if you have the same deployer address and it's on the same network, you don't have to. And if it's a factory contract, you don't have to either. Maybe we're going to save this. Maybe this is a good time to talk about NFT and other creators, or maybe I'll just go through some other.
So before we do that, there's a related question while we're on contracts. So do the requirements like deployment cutoff date apply to individual contracts or to a project? If I deployed a V2 contract after the cutoff date, but it's part of the same project, should I include a V2 contract in the submission?
Yeah, so the cutoff date is based on the contracts. So if you have deployed contracts later on and they were deployed after the cutoff date, they won't be eligible. General rule though is also a good call out, right? Like sometimes people are not sure if they are meeting the eligibility requirements. So the eligibility requirements are a bunch, but I think the one that people are thinking about the most is if they have 420 interactions on their contracts and if they have deployed their contracts early enough. If you are really unsure about this, there is currently not like a great way great user-friendly way to check this. So if you are unsure, you can just apply for the round. And these eligibility criteria will be enforced later when all the applications are reviewed.
Awesome. Good clarification. Do we want to finish this or get into another question about creators and Zora related?
Yes, I think we can chat a bit about like using protocols now, and then we will get into the grants reporting, which is also sometimes meaty in terms of questions. Yes, we posted a bit about this earlier in Discord. The general guidance here is this round is to reward on-chain builders who have deployed their own contracts on-chain. And so we want to reward all these great builders and protocols for their activity, for driving activity on the superchain. And so the problem we are walking into here is, what if you're using another protocol to do your on-chain interactions? What if you're using Zora to create contracts? What if you're publishing posts on Mirror? What if you're deploying your own quadratic funding rounds via the Allo protocol, right? What about all these things? And the short version of this is, if you are using the factory contract of another protocol, or generally using another on-chain protocol, then you will not be able to qualify for this round. And we've seen some people that are they're fairly unhappy with this. So just want to take a moment to kind of explain why that is. I think first off, right, like we deeply care about the creators. We have done, and has been an NFT airdrop that Optimism has done earlier in the year. There has been We Love the Art, the biggest art contest in the web's history, by the OP rewards that we're giving out. So we deeply care about the creators. It's not that this is a requirement because we don't care about creators. The tricky part here that we need to consider is we are rewarding these on-chain builders, and we can't reward both the users of the protocols and the protocols themselves, right? So that is the tricky part, and this round is really focused on rewarding these people building protocols. So to not spend too much time on this, but to round this out, right? Like we can't like reward, let's say like Gitcoin for the Allo protocol, and then at the same time reward the users of the Allo protocol for driving the same behavior, because then we will need to double account. We will need to reward we will need to reward two groups for essentially the same impact that they have created. It's also fairly hard to make this in a standardized way that doesn't mean kind of writing custom integrations for each of these protocols. So yeah, in short, right, if you're using a protocol which has a factory contract, which is deploying contracts for you and managing all this stuff, this is not in scope for this round, but there will be many more opportunities to get rewarded for your impact in the future. I think we had some question pop up.
Very well said, Jonas. And yeah, that is a very unique feature. What determines a unique address? If address A interacts with a contract Z on base, and then address A interacts with a contract Z on mode, will that count as two unique addresses?
that will not count as 2 unique addresses. So our friends at Open Source Observer, you can check out their blog posts. They have written extensively around how this, how the creation of the impact metrics will work. Because we have all the data sets for all the trace data for all these OP chains, we will not double count addresses just because they interact on multiple chains. I'm kind of rambling here. So no, it's not a unique address if it's the same address.
Perfectly answered. Okay, so I know that you have to go in a few minutes. So do we want to finish this up and publish it out?
Yes, let's do it. Okay, then I'm going to give the most important notes on the grants, funding, and revenue section. This is important. Please list the grants, funding, and revenue that you have received since January 2023. You will see the boxes here. Really be considerate when filling this out. The biggest questions I got around this, I'm just going to answer real quick. One of them was, are airdrops considered here? And the answer to that is no, you don't need to report airdrops. We don't consider that as fitting into grants, funding, and revenue if it's Optimism airdrops. The next one has been, is a token sale considered funding? If your entity is doing a token sale for the project that you're applying for, that is considered as funding. And then the other thing is, on the grant section, you do not need to provide past retro funding grants that you have received, but please report all the other grants that you have received from Optimism. And so this includes Token House missions. These are essentially all the grants given out by the Token House and the Grants Council. So even if you have received a builder grant or something like that, that is a Token House mission. If you have received a grant from the foundation, that is a foundation mission or grant. You will probably know best. We will just say none of the above because my project hasn't received any VC funding just yet. And then we will go on and publish this thing to be right on time. Oh, and while we publish, big shout outs to our friends at Agora. I'm pretending here like I built this thing, but I actually did not. They did all the important work of shipping this. So big shout out to our friends at Agora, the Optimism Foundation design team, which designed this application, the Open Source Observer folks, which are powering a lot of aspects of this round, and all the people that helped us test this beautiful thing. We have published the metadata on chain. It's going well. We can now go to apply. And you will see on this page, kind of whizzing through because we're running out of time, the deadline for the application is June 6th. Please sign up before that. Even sign up before May 31st, and you will get an exclusive NFT mint. You will see the eligibility criteria here again. So nothing new should be there. We will now see this project is ready for submission because we filled everything out. My other test project is not because it doesn't have a contract or a GitHub repo. The terms and conditions, very important. You will need to KYC with the Optimism Foundation if you receive rewards. You need to claim your rewards within a year. Please don't leave us hanging with your beautiful governance tokens. You are not in a blocked jurisdiction. You will see a full list here. Other things, you will need to have access to your Optimist profile. So you will need to have access to one of the admin accounts we will now have on the team page. This is not a problem because Jesse is now also an admin on this project. So if anything happens to me, Jesse will take over, and you agree to the foundation's privacy policy. And now we can submit the application.
T's and C's apply.
T's and C's do apply. Cool. Now I leaked my email to the internet. That's fine. Brought me a message. And now you can download this beautiful image, share it with the community. What's next is voting starts end of June. The results will be there in mid-July, and we will contact you via the email that you provided. Yeah, that's our live demo. We kind of hit it on the 30-minute mark.
Awesome. I love it. Perfectly timed demo. Everybody don't spam Jonas's email, but if you do have further retro PGF questions or want to keep up with the conversation, you can head to the Optimism Discord, and there's a retro funding channel in the Discord. Many of the community members are asking questions and they're being answered there. So be sure to check that out. And thank you so much, Jonas, for coming on and demoing everything. Excellent.
Awesome. Thank you, Jesse, for having me.
All right, awesome, everybody. Thank you so much. See you on the internet. See you on the interwebs, everybody.
Bye.